Hi, welcome to You Gotta Be, an interview podcast that focuses on the lives and work of women identified DJs. And today's guest is DJ Krolyat. Taylor, her given name, born and raised in Detroit, is a music producer, singer, songwriter, and DJ known by her stage name, Krolyat. With an innate passion for creating captivating sounds, Taylor embarked on her DJ journey just a year ago, specializing in spinning dark electro, synthwave, and mid tempo dubstep. Her unique blend of genres quickly caught the attention of local talent buyers and led to numerous bookings with international and local artists at renowned DJ nightclubs, or Detroit nightclubs. Taylor's dedication to her craft extends beyond performing as she has recently delved into the collaborative music making with producers from around the world. And I welcome DJ Krolyat here today and her infinite patience as we start over, this time with the record button hit.
Yeah.
So, starting from the top again, what was the first song you remember loving as a child and why?
If I had to pick a specific song now, I'm thinking I'm gonna say "To the Beat of My Heart" by Hilary Duff. It's
Okay.
just I remember a lot of it still, even to this day, even though I don't listen to it anymore. But Hilary Duff was the first concert that I went to when I was a child. My uncle bought me the tickets. He stood out in line in front of the Ticketmaster, drunk and hungover. Just a little sore thumb there, but it was a great time. I loved it.
Excellent. Excellent. And so, what are your favorite genres to dance to or DJ to? And then, are they different than what you dance to?
I would say they're probably similar. I mean, I play what I like to hear, too. I go to shows that I know what type of music it's going to be. I mean, I do love going to see like live rock bands too. Those are always fun to dance to. I would say probably like dubstep, techno music is probably really good for that, like dancing to. But I do play like more like synthwave music and electro, dark electro.
And for those who aren't familiar, what what constitutes dark electro and what constitutes synthwave?
I would say like dark electro would be maybe more closer to like techno, being more on like creepier, like, more like heavier sounds, more bassy maybe, and synthwave being definitely more synthesizers, like poppier, like, arpeggiated tunes and stuff, just flowy, like you're driving into the sunset and some retro little video game.
And I remember when we were both at Open Decks at High Dive. And for those listeners uh, who aren't familiar with Open Decks concept, it's like an open mic concept, but for DJs, where you get a chance to practice on the the, the big kid equipment,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, you were playing some music that was definitely had like a darker edge. Was that the dark electro? Because we loved it. My friend and I loved it. We thought it was great.
Oh yeah, I think that would be probably more like the dark electro like type feel to that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. I like that a lot. And what are your favorite genres to listen to when you aren't DJing?
I listen to like a lot of like what would be considered coffee shop music, like lo-fi hip hop and jazz, or even just like ambient meditational bass. Sometimes I'll put that on while I'm reading or cleaning the house, just as like background noise, nothing too overstimulating.
I used to clean the house to the Carpenters
Oh yeah.
because I could sing to every song.
Oh, that's great.
Um, and what made you decide to become a DJ?
I guess there would be some multiple origin stories to that one. One being just raised around it. I had a mom who dated this local DJ that's now retired now, but they were just all vinyls everywhere all the time, stacked up. The disco balls sitting on the floor. They would just have house parties and just spin till like 3 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't until I got older and I started working in nightclubs, I started meeting a lot of the people in the industry, local DJs, and got to have a chance to like talk to them, be like, "How did you start? Like, what do you got to do this? Because I want to do this." And when COVID hit, I was like, "All right, I'm gonna buy a little DDJ for home and start practicing." And everybody started live streaming on Twitch, so I started jumping on that bandwagon. And it wasn't until, clubs started opening back up again, my friend brought me to High Dive, and that's when I started going to open decks and playing like every single week. It's like going to the gym, like practicing, every day. Well, every week.
If it wasn't such a drive into Detroit on during the week when I've been working all day at the day job, I'd be there
Mm.
every night too. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, so, how did you build your business or market yourself?
Like, one of the first things I made was probably a Facebook page. I just wanted something to have the DJ name on there and started posting my content, so I had some sort of like an online presence, like a portfolio for people to see. So I'm like, hey, I'm actually doing stuff. I started branching out into like my Instagram profile. I basically like washed it out. Like, it was all my photography stuff, and I was like, all right, music stuff now. Like concert flyers, album covers, reels of me playing piano and trying to just really like identify myself and give myself an image out there, so they go, oh, that's Taylor. Yeah, even though like they should know me from the clubs from back in the day, but I don't
Yeah.
think the red hair helps at all.
And you said photography, so is that one of your other passions, photography?
It was for a really long time. Of course, when COVID hit, everybody stopped collaborating. Like, we used to meet up in Detroit all the time and do like urban exploring. We'd take pictures next to like graffiti and all these cool things, and just kind of slowly stopped. Like, people have less time, stuff, we're
Yeah.
always working. So I'd like to do more of it again. Like, maybe start bringing my camera out to the clubs and snapping pictures of the DJs if they don't hate me for it.
I wouldn't hate you for it, just from the waist up. Um, and what do you think was a beginner's mistake that you wished you'd known more about at the time?
This would definitely be the exporting and formatting all your music properly. There's a lot of times where you see it happen like to other people and it sucks, and it happened to me. I went up my first time at High Dive, plugged my USB in, it's like, no. I'm like, okay, what do I do now? And they're like, well, did you export in record box? I'm like, what's record box? I have no idea what you're talking about right now. So I went home, did my research, bought some new USBs, and a lot of them didn't work. Like, a lot of times, like certain brands or whatever just won't work.
Yeah.
And you just gotta trial and error, just keep going back, keep doing it again, don't get discouraged with it, you know.
Yeah, I have. So I use Virtual DJ, and it lets me export to CDJs. So I don't have to run it directly through Rekordbox, but I
Mm.
have USBs because I have a Prime 4, and that's an engine DJ. So I have like a USB with engine on it and a USB with Rekordbox on it, so I can keep track of which is which.
Mm. That's smart, yeah.
Um, so what do you feel your greatest achievement has been up to this point as a DJ?
I mean, I could try to like pinpoint certain shows that I've done. Like, definitely booking my last show from last weekend was a huge thing for me because I got to open up for somebody who I idolize locally in the industry. So I got to like hang out and talk to her a little bit, like talk about her processes a little bit. Like, I wish I had more time to talk to her about how she, approaches everything, because she's an extremely smart person and I could
What's
learn
her
a
name?
lot from her. Adia?
Adia.
Her name is actually Tess. She goes by the name Adia for her DJ name.
Is she Michigan based?
Yeah, yeah, she's local. She's been, DJing at like Electricity and similar venues for quite a while now. I would say for the past couple of years.
I was at
Which,
Electricity for the first time to see James Hype.
oh
That
wow,
was a
that should
lot
have
of
been
fun.
so good.
It was a lot of fun. Uh, how do you keep the music and DJing fresh for yourself? Like, how do you avoid burnout?
I take breaks, honestly. Like, last Tuesday, I didn't go to High Dive mainly because I was just exhausted. I was so tired from Saturday night. And when you're going every week, you find yourself playing the same music over and over again. I played a set at Tangent and then played another set at High Dive, and it was almost identical. Like, the transitions that I did and my boyfriend kind of noticed. He's like, "You literally played the same set," and I'm like, "Well, nobody else knew but you." So
So keep that under your hat.
yeah, well, I mean, it definitely made me rethink, and I was like, okay, I mean, I need to get more music, go do some discovery, fall down some rabbit holes with music and change it up maybe a little bit. I jump genres all the time depending on the venue or who is headlining. Like, I'm opening up for Caspo, who is like a more like dancey, but like very like chill, like electronic type artist. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be different, very different from what I did at Audio, because that was just like glitches and dubs and just heavy hitters the whole time. And like this one, I want to like be a little flowier, be a little freer, and it's definitely gonna be fun to do something different.
For our audience, you've been opening now for a few different people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of advice would you give somebody who's the warm-up DJ? Because it's an interesting slot. Like there are
Mm-hmm.
things you need to be aware of.
It is different. I love it, and I think that some people maybe don't, but I like being able to research my artist or whoever I'm headlining for or opening for, and just kind of get a feel of their style a little bit and like think how can I incorporate my style into this genre or into this event that I'm going to be playing. And I think the biggest thing is play things that people do want to dance to. I would
Mhm.
save like the heavier, more confusing music for later on when people are a little more warmed up to the
Yeah.
crowd a little bit. Like I try to play like very like easy cells, you know what I mean? Like maybe just try to have a little bit more fun. Like my last set was a 360 set, and I was like, okay, what are people going to be pay attention to more? What I'm doing on the decks, or like me personally, like dancing, doing some things. Like, oh, I don't even know where I was going with that, to be honest. I just blanked.
About advice for opening, for being the opener DJ.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like, there's a huge thing where they say, like, don't try to overshine the headliner or the person after you. You don't want to, go too hard too quick. But at the same time, like, if you notice that the crowd is reacting a certain way to something, then keep that going.
Hmm.
Do what feels right in the moment. Like, if you feel like you need to switch something, then accommodate for it. But I don't know. I really like the earlier sets just because I am more chill. I usually have a very low tempo when I'm playing. I start usually at like 80 BPM, and I'll maybe travel up to like 125 because I feel like, somewhere in the hundreds range is a good place to leave other people off at.
Yeah. Yeah. And did you talk to Adia before you went on to find out, like, if she had a particular place she wanted you to leave her at?
Well, I didn't play directly before her.
Oh,
I
okay.
had Lilith who came on after me, and I have really not a lot of information about Lilith before that set because we'd never met before. So I kind of just like I got there early and I did a little sound check with the microphone. I was talking to the sound guys. I was like, how do I work this thing? I'm like, I really want to, because it was my first time actually like picking the mic up and like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, happy you're here. Okay. And it felt so like I was at my last song. I checked the time and I was like, I got one more song. That's it. All right, what am I gonna play? And it was like a very like high house like dubstep song, so very like high chords and just high energy. I like cut the music out. I'm like, what's up? This is my first time using a microphone. Oh my gosh, this is terrifying. I'm gonna play one more song. Okay, bye. And I just like threw the thing down. It was
Yeah.
definitely fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that moment. And in terms of burnout, I know because like actually this month I have a gig almost every weekend. And so I'm like um going through and listening to my Mixcloud, my live streams, and sort of like earmarking ones that I'm going to play
Mm-hmm.
for, like, I'm doing a private party, for dancing, for that kind of stuff, right? And just, it's a lot of work that people don't understand
Mm-hmm.
initially, right? And so, like, especially with private parties or weddings, people are like, sometimes they want to lowball you, and they don't understand that it took like a month to prepare, like,
Mm-hmm.
what songs am I going to play, what order am I going to play them in, is
Mm-hmm.
there like a period of time where people are just milling around and they're not thinking about dancing. What kind of music am I going to play there?
Right.
And I think with streaming music, people just think, oh, you just go up there, and sort of the eternal debate of, oh, uh, you're just syncing everything, or it's all pre-recorded, and you're just
Mm.
fiddling with the dials and all of that stuff. They don't understand that it takes a lot of effort to sort of get try to figure out what kind of vibe you want to leave people with.
Right. That is definitely very important.
Uh, what have been your biggest challenges in the business, and what do you think are the biggest challenges for women DJs in particular?
I mean, it was hard, like, trying to find the right people. Like, going into it at first, especially, like, my friends and, like, my boyfriend, they're just like, oh, DJs, all they do is drink and party, and they just go to the club and, other, bad things. But it's like, it is a lot of networking and meeting new people and, finding the people that you do like. And it is a very male dominated industry that you are, risking. I mean, not risking, but just like there are people that are going to talk to you for the wrong reasons. And you have to be able to catch on to those things and be like, listen, like, you shouldn't be hitting me up at weird hours, about off topic things. Like, I book with people that we literally say like 4 words to each other. They're like, hey, you available this date? I'm like, yeah, all right, you're on. Okay, thanks. And that's literally all the interactions that we have. And I'm totally okay with that. Like, I don't have a lot of time to like build super strong relationships and like hang out all the time and just sit there and talk on the phone and stuff. And it's just, I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of like a loner and a type of person, so I just kind of keep to myself a lot in the industry because there is a lot of drama and a lot of other things you can get sucked up into, and it's not what I'm here for.
Exactly. Are you DJing as your main gig, or is DJing sort of like the side thing?
I thought it would be more of a side thing, and at the moment, it's become more of like top priority that I am building these playlists and these sets and doing a lot of discovery and planning. And I have an entire album that I'm working on the side that in other collaborations. I'm telling these people, I'm like, I have weeks out. I'm sorry. Like, if you're trying to get something done, like right now, I'm not the person.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, it takes time, it takes inspiration, it takes, dedication to sit down for hours and hours and just listen to the same kick sample for however long. So it is nice to be able to just hit play, have a drink, enjoy time with your friends. Oh, I have to transition a song now. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. Let's see. And so you said that you're working on your own music. What are the challenges you faced getting started in production?
and the first thing was finding the right DAW, like your software that you feel the most comfortable in, the most inspired by. I started off using a software called LMMS. It's a Linux open source software. It's fairly similar to like FL or maybe Ableton. It's just very sandbox. It's just like gray squares and letters and numbers, and you're just, typing in information, just seeing what it does. It didn't really click for me. I just used it because it ran well on my laptop. It was a very slow laptop, so I was like, there ain't no way I'm ever going to be able to run Ableton or anything crazy like that. But then, of course, everybody's like, Ableton or die. Like, that's all you need. And you're just like, all right, I'm going to try it. I did the 90-day free trial thing that you can get with them. And I just sat there in an open screen, just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know where to start. Like, I just end up like closing the computer with like nothing accomplished, and it just feels like crap. And it's a little discouraging. And I think that's when people start giving up in this, where they're just like, oh, I don't understand. There's just so much to know and do. And all of that really comes with time and just messing around with it. I ended up on GarageBand for a long time because I have an Apple computer. And I'm like, well, it's free, so use it. And it runs great. Like, it does a lot. So I ended up investing into Logic Pro, which is just GarageBand on steroids. I love it. I think it's just so interactive, that there's so many different things you can do inside of it that's like visually stimulating, where you're just like, ooh, like little things and dials and other things you get to play with in there. So I feel like I get the most accomplished that way with that software.
Yeah, I'm kind of dipping my toe in, and I bought an iPad for two reasons. One, DJ Pro, and then the other one was GarageBand. So
Mm-hmm.
because I was like you, I'd open up a digital audio workstation for those at home, and just stare at it. I get like one 4-bar kick, and then I didn't know how to copy it or make
Mm-hmm.
it, move it around or do anything. And yeah, I would just be like, well, I've been at this for 2 hours to do, if, 1 bar.
Yeah.
So, and I remember the first time in GarageBand when I made a little like, song, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, look at
That
that, I
wasn't too
made a song.
bad.
So yeah, I'm gonna get more into that as well.
Mm.
All right, we're ready for the lightning round.
Oh boy. Mm.
Favorite track right now and why?
Oh gosh. Uh, let's say
What's the one
Suffer
that
in
you want to
Silence.
have in every set or almost every set? What's the one that you're always like, oh, I got to put this in here?
There is one song that has the most plays on my record box, and that is Negative Energy. I can't remember the artist off the top of my head at the moment. It's something really strange, but it's just a very like bassy, like kick and boom. So it's like I put this on, it's already, getting everything pumping, and then I can mix like almost anything on top of it. And it probably has like 50 some plays now, and I've only been DJing for like a year, so probably my favorite.
Do you use Rekordbox as your DJ software or do you just use that to format?
Just for formatting, I use Virtual DJ when I'm using my controller. I love it.
I love Virtual DJ. I
Yeah.
spent so much money subscription that I've basically bought it twice before I
I
finally
know.
like bit the bullet and got it,
I might as
the
well do
ability.
that too.
What's that?
I might as well buy it too if you can do that. Can you
Yeah, yeah, you can
buy the
buy an
license?
Infinity license.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. It works with every controller, every piece of equipment I have, it works with,
Mm,
and it's just so versatile. Like
mm,
they came out with really good stems before anyone else really did. Um, DJ Pro came out with the neural audio, but it wasn't as refined. And
mm.
then Virtual DJ came out with it, and by the time Serato and Rekordbox started doing it, Virtual DJ was on to 2.0, right?
All right, yeah.
Um, Favorite piece of equipment and why?
I probably say it's my MIDI keyboard that I have right now. I bought it used from like a used guitar store, and I use it on every project. Like I have a lot of equipment that I've stopped using now that I thought I would use more, but I guess yeah, my MIDI keyboard. I wish I had more.
What kind is it?
It's a V25 Elysius. Oh, it's a
Cool.
nice little thing. It does the job, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to give a shout out for buying used equipment. A lot of what I bought is used, and it's really helped me sort of like build my sort of production end. Um, I actually found a Novation launch key,
Oh wow,
49 keys for $15 at a thrift store.
Jesus, that's great.
I know, it was crazy. I was like, let me just take this right now.
Yeah, right.
Um, and what about your DJ equipment? What's your favorite DJ equipment to work on?
I do love my own controller, but being at High Dive for so long, I have gotten really accustomed to their mixer. They have the 2000 Nexus there, and I haven't even like uncovered like a percentage of what that little mixer can do. There's so many different like hidden menus and Easter eggs you can go into, and I'm like, if I were to ever buy my own equipment, I would definitely buy that mixer
Yeah,
out of everything.
yeah. I ended up buying two XDJ 700s um, to get that sort of CDJ feel, and then
Mhm.
a reloop uh, re- uh, Remix 90 um, for the mixer, and I have fun working with those.
Nice.
And then favorite self-care technique.
Self-care. Oh my. Like showers? No.
I take a lot of showers.
Oh gosh, I don't know. The facials, like peely skin things.
Hmm. Okay.
I don't know. I don't do a lot of beauty stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm a very low maintenance woman with it. I don't wear any makeup. Favorite woman DJ and why?
I mean, locally, Audia, I would say she just throws down every time, and me and her, I feel like just have such a similar taste in music. So everything she plays, I'm like, I have that in my playlist too. I love that song too. Oh my goodness. But I love watching like Rez. Like she puts on just such good, like visually like stimulating shows, and I just love her style with the whole entire thing.
I'll have to look her up. All right. The last question. You gotta be what?
I gotta be. Oh, I don't know. That's a trick question.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I gotta be. Uh, oh no, I'm sorry. I gotta be a DJ.
I gotta be a DJ. That works.
Okay.
That works. And where can people see you?
Mainly at High Dive. I mean, I'm definitely doing a lot more electricity recently. That's my new favorite spot, but trying to get in more in some other random places. I'm gonna be probably in Grand Rapids soon.
Excellent.
Flint Drop Fest. So yeah, a lot of different locations coming up here soon.
Excellent. And one night on at High Dive?
Tuesday, every
Tuesday
Tuesday.
nights. That's the open
Yes.
decks, and it starts at 7:30, right?
7, yeah.
7. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, DJ Krolyat, thank you so much
Thank you.
for spending time with me and rolling with the
Mhm.
the challenges. And everybody can see this at YouTube. It will be uploaded tomorrow, Sunday, July 30th, and go live at 7 p.m.
Ooh.
Okay.